What's up, everybody? Welcome to another update in this year's State Champs All Junior team. And this week we're going to talk about boys soccer. So we've got one of our scout team members, and that is Dan Stickrat. He's been covering boys soccer for years and years. He stays up on this. And again, he is one of the guys we go to for sure when it comes to who are some of the top soccer players in the state. We're focusing on juniors for this particular report. Dan, what you got?
Talking to coaches around the state, in terms of juniors, probably the best was first-team All-State in Division II last year from Richmond Gold Lake. Aaron Roney Salajemi, 18 goals last year. He is being tracked by a few MLS academies. So if he stays with high school, he will probably be the leading candidate for Mr. Soccer 2020. Wouldn't be surprised. Gold Lake is ranked #1 in Division II right now. They are undefeated on a roll. Wouldn't be surprised to see him on the Dream Team come in November.
That's right. He's even getting his text messages come through as it's just more soccer updates and everything that's happening here in Michigan. Okay, who are a couple other guys that we're putting on our radar?
Josh Adam from Brighton. He plays center back or kind of a holding central midfielder. He was honorable mention All-State last year. But boys soccer is a little different than girls, where the underclassmen, there's not too many freshmen and sophomores who make All-State. As opposed to girls. He was kind of waiting in the wings last year. Brighton did have a dream teamer last year in Charlie Sharp. So Josh, he's probably the best player in the entire KLA this year, which is absolutely loaded from top to bottom. Always, there's 8 or 9 really good teams in that 2-division conference. So you could expect that he could be first team All-State or dream team. He'll definitely be in that conversation for Mr. Soccer next year. There is a goalie from Holt, Michigan, Zach Kelly. He was honorable mention All-State. Holt kind of came out of nowhere last year and made a run to the regional finals. A lot of praise. People say he's by far the best goalie in the Lansing area and probably top 5 in the state overall. Expect big things from him the next couple of years. And then Troy Athens was ranked #1 the whole season last year, was 21-0 going into the district final and lost. One of their juniors, TJ Renaud, was 3rd-team All-State in Division I last year. Exceptionally fast, scoring a lot of goals already. And they're ranked in the top 20 in the nation. They started there in mid-August. They're still in the top 20. Expect him to be on that radar as well in terms of conversations for Mr. Soccer and Dream Team 1 year from now.
Right, so it's going to be some competition, I think, when it comes down to trying to nail down who is going to be our male top junior in boys soccer this year, 2019. One of the unique things about the sport of soccer, and we talked a little bit about this off camera, is the fact that we've got these academies out there, which in general, if you're playing academy soccer, you're not playing high school soccer. But we've got guys that kind of come in a year and then maybe go back to talk about kind of that dynamic now, because I know a few years ago it was huge panic that academies were going to grab all of the top players and we weren't going to have any, but that's really not the case.
No, it's not, because there's only 2 academies in Michigan on the boys' side, Vardar Academy and the Michigan Wolves Academy. Some of them MLS academies draw kids from around the nation, so they're not necessarily pulling kids strictly out of Michigan. There's 2 or 3 kids that are Michigan residents who are playing for like Philadelphia Union or Sporting KC. If they were in Michigan playing high school, they'd definitely be in the conversation for top accolades. But there's some very good academy players. There's some very good high school kids. It's hard because the academy starts playing in late September, and the high school season's about half over.
Right.
If they held off nationally a little bit later to say mid-October when the district starts, a lot of those kids in the Midwest where boys soccer's played in the fall could still suit up for the high schools. But this is the way it's been since 2012. Kids have to make a decision every summer. So you see a lot of kids flip-flopping back and forth. Country Day has 2 of the better juniors in Michigan. They both went to the academy last year after making All-State. Justin Harris was first team as a sophomore in Division II. He's now with the Wolves Academy. So you see kids going back and forth. And you don't see a lot of kids committing in boys soccer until their senior year. There's very few between high school and the academies that have committed overall. As seniors, there really isn't any other classmen have committed, juniors and sophomores. Okay. You see more of that in girls soccer, girls sports in general, where a 9th or 10th grader will give an oral commitment to a college. Nowadays, you won't hear a lot of kids committing until sometime during their senior year.
All right, well, you soccer players out there, make sure you consider Lawrence Tech. That's all I want to do right there. So once again, that's another update in this week's State Champs All Junior Team. We thank Dan Stickrat for being here. Dan, thank you. All right, and we'll talk to him again probably when it comes right around to decision time. So remember, we're doing this for every sport, not just in the fall, in the winter and the spring. We will name a male and female top junior of the year. We'll see who makes the team coming up. Gosh, won't be that much longer now before we get to some decision making. So once again, thanks for watching. We'll give you another update in a different sport next week.